gas prices. And believe it or not, by some sheer amount of luck or wizardry, big Harry Potter guy, so maybe, Rupert Grint came out and said expensive petroleum, and all of a sudden everyone got distracted and voted yes. People want change. And everyone's, a keyboard warrior on social media, and they say all their opinions, and they throw stuff out there, they share posts and comment, and they say, we didn't do this, we did that. Are those people going to the polls? A lot of things in our lives that you just can't control. One thing you can is your effort into something.
Some of the old songs.
What is up, everybody? Welcome in. We're back live and in living color here on your airwaves on the Inside Edge Network. It is Unfiltered with yours truly, Kyle Cornell. Welcome back to the program. Hope you guys enjoyed the best of clips yesterday. That took me longer to put together than you would even actually imagine. But we're here and appreciate you, of course, as always, stopping by. And do not forget, as always, like, subscribe, punch that notification bell at Inside Edge Net across all the different social media platforms you see right there at the bottom of your screen. YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything there. Also check out our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Great personality profiles, full show rundown, list of what we got going on for you, personalities, and a merchandise shop too, so you can get your Inside Edge Network shirt, polo, hat, cup, coffee mug, whatever you want right there at your fingertips, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. And finally, we are on the Roku app. That's right. Just search Inside Edge Network there on Roku. You'll be able to download us, take us wherever you go, whether it's even in your living room, you're just trying to do some chores, cooking dinner, whatever it is. If you're on the go, we got an app, download it. Just search Inside Edge Network on Roku, and we can go with you wherever you'd like. Got a jam-packed show, as always, for you guys today. A lot of breaking news in the sports world. We know normally this is more of a current events first, news first, then sports kind of filter in, but today may get dominated a little bit by some of the news. There was a big trade in the NBA. We'll talk about Giannis heading to Miami. We'll talk about what you think the biggest problem is for the Cavs now, as far as who is going to pose the biggest problem. Put a poll out there, and you guys responded. We'll talk a little bit about also the Brendan Sorsby drama that's got more more twists and turns than Love Island, so that's great to see. We'll talk about that coming up here in a little bit. Some big news out of the Ohio Supreme Court today involving Mackenzie Shirilla. In that case, we'll dive into that. Is your electric bill going to be rising soon, possibly as soon as next year at a much higher level? Just might. We'll see. A bill being signed by Governor DeWine involving children with autism. We're going to talk about that. Some good news for one of the Cleveland Clinic buildings here in Northeast Ohio. And a strange attack on the west side of Cleveland involving a weapon that maybe you normally wouldn't hear too much about because we're in 2026 and not in like 800 AD or something like that. So we'll dive into all of that in just a few moments. But unfortunately, we have to start with a story that, I can't cover everything. I want to preface that by saying this. This is not me trying to make anyone's lives feel more important than anyone else that's affected by something like this that happens. But the reason why I bring up this story today is because of the details and the circumstances of the individuals that this happened to. It's been a news story now for the past couple days here in Northeast Ohio. There was a double murder suicide early Sunday morning in Lakewood involving two people that passed, 35-year-old Richard Easton and 33-year-old Amanda Wackett. I know Amanda Wackett. I went to high school with her. She went to Normandy High School. I believe she graduated the year, I want to say either after me or maybe my year. I'm not sure. A lot of I didn't know her too well, really that much at all, but a lot of my friends who went to Normandy, really good friends with her. They were sharing this story. I followed up on it and was looking through. Happened in, again, early morning hours. The suspect involved reportedly shot Richard Easton, and then fled, led police on a bit of a chase after calling his ex-wife, saying that he had killed two people and wanted to harm himself. Eventually, after the short chase, he got out of the car. Officers tried to talk him down, but he pulled the gun out and took his own life. Normally, in this program, we get into some stuff that obviously is uncomfortable, and there's conversations we have about things that generally try to benefit everyone as far as trying to get a response and an answer. And I can't help but look at this situation, regardless of the details. And we'll talk about more about why we're doing this in a second. You see right there's the GoFundMe for Amanda. It's raised a bunch of money to this point. She has a 7-year-old child. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And of course, the link to that GoFundMe is posted on our Facebook page, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Um, every single show, it seems like here, you hear, producer, assistant news director, or assistant program director, rather, Eli, um, the different show hosts here across the network talk about the importance, and it's in our credo, essentially, the mental health side of things. And it's something we always try to bring to the forefront to expand on. Your Papa Moon talk about it, everyone. Like it's so important. This kind of thing is preventable. And I don't care if she was with this person and she was dating this person and she cheated or whatever it was. I've seen the different comments, some nasty, some supportive, across all the different platforms on social media and everything in between. The answer to someone cheating on you is not to take their lives and then kill yourself. It's not. It's a horrible thing that doesn't deserve death from that. And it doesn't deserve a 7-year-old boy not having his mother anymore. You guys know, if you know me, worked in news for 7+ years, you get a little desensitized to certain things in the news when you do that for that long. I've mentioned the first story I ever covered when I worked for WTAM 1100 was a murder in Collinwood. I talked to the direct family, the immediate family of the person that was killed. Like, kind of got thrown right into the fire with that. And over time, some of these stories, you kind of just like, oh, another thing, another thing. These ones always hit a little bit different because I do have an 8-year-old son. And the fact that that child now doesn't have his mom. And for all intents and purposes, a child that was loved, that was taken care of, that was provided for. Not one person had anything negative to say about Amanda when it came to being a mother, to being a good mom to her son. Landon, I believe, is his name. So that's why we share the GoFundMe. That's why we talk about this, because it is so difficult in those moments when you're at your lowest, when you have these feelings, to act responsibly and to just walk away because it's not worth it. I've caused relationship trauma by my actions along the lines of infidelity and all that. I've seen this happen to others. I've witnessed it from people in my family, from everywhere in between. This has never been an option. And if that is true, again, we're speculating about what actually happened between those two there, why, the person that did this came and did what he did. Apparently, according to records, there had only been one other time where any sort of call had been in place. Apparently, Amanda had been seeing this guy for a year or so. There's no excuse. And the person that suffers beyond just the friends, the family of Richard, of Amanda, is this child, a 7-year-old boy who's old enough to remember his mom. And that's never gotten easier as someone who does this. Um, it's some of the hardest things I've had to cover is stories just like this. They're still obviously working through the details about why this person, whose name I'm not going to give, the person who did this and then took his own life, I'm not going to give his name. If you want to look it up, I'm sure you can. Um, it's easy to assume things, and I bring up the infidelity, the cheating part, because it seems like maybe that could possibly be a logical reason why it happened, but not a logical reason why it happened, if you get what I'm saying. It's heartbreaking if that's the case, for that to happen to somebody But in our situation as men or as women in these situations or whoever, trust me, it's more liberating to walk away than it is to go down this road. Because once you take that life, you can't take it back. Once you cross that bridge, you can't come back from that. Life is sacred. It's one of the most sacred things we have, and how we choose to live it and how we choose to respond to our lowest moments. That's why I'm so thankful to have the friend group that I do, to have Jesus Christ in my life, to be able to know that no matter how low things get, no matter how bad things are, no matter how many times I get played, no matter how many times, how many mistakes I've made that led to hurt others, not to this level, but you get my drift. I always have Jesus. I always have my faith. And I've met some people in my life that understand that and feel that way. I'm lucky to have that. I wish I could have went through this person's mind before he did this. To not even think about yourself, to not even think about her or the other person involved, Richard, whatever, to think about the child. It wasn't like Amanda was an absentee mother. It wasn't like she wasn't around. It wasn't like she had a kid but didn't see him in years. It was her son. And you took that. He took that. And he doesn't get to answer for that because he took his own life. The mental health spotlight needs to be shined brightly on cases like this, because whether it was cheating or not, whether he had just lost it or not, it doesn't matter. The conclusion of this and the actions taken will never be justified. Never. This is a shocking and a saddening loss to the Parma community. I know they say she lived in Lakewood, but I mean she was here. Um, so to the friends and families of Amanda and of to Richard, who I did not know at all, and don't know many people that knew him. But again, someone who was just in this. Uh, my thoughts, my prayers in Jesus' name are with you. Um, and obviously for this boy now who has to at least have a memory of his mother, but now having to face the reality of what happened to her. And that is something that I pray that he, if he hasn't already, if it's not in his life, that he finds Jesus and he's able to help him through it. Because I could never wish this on any child, to lose a parent, especially at this age. It's one thing if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your mom and dad get old, they die of old age, whatever. You had a full life with them. They had their full life to see you grow. She's not going to get to see her son go to high school, graduate high school, get into college, get his first girlfriend, grandkids, nothing. She doesn't get to see that because of this. And that's I can't imagine. I can't. It's always hard starting shows like this and going through these tougher stories. And like I said, I wish I could give all the time to all of these cases, because it seems like every other day we have something like this where there is an incident that gets violent, there is something that goes too far, there's a murder, whatever it was. The reason why this was shined brighter was because of the fact that she does have a child. And that's why that GoFundMe is up on our Facebook page, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. If you search the news story too, I know News 5 has also put in a GoFundMe for Richard Eaton as well, or Easton rather, um, to be able to donate for him, for his funeral expenses. I've seen the donations pour in, and just know that it's so important to help and give this child as much as you can. Uh, I'm not in a situation where I can, so this is what I do. I platform this and I try to get you guys to understand the severity of this, to try and shine a light on the mental health side of all this, and know that there are other ways to move forward from something. You don't have to stop it like this. It's a sad day. And we have a lot to get into beside this, but I definitely wanted to take this first segment of this show to talk about this and to hopefully, even if it's a small percentage, be able to affect someone out there who's considered doing something like this, taking this kind of action, has been treated this way. If that is true, if there is infidelity involved, whatever it is, there's always another option. There's always another way. There's always another way. Lean into God, please. Please. It's the beautiful thing about it. How many people I've talked to that have said, I haven't talked to God, I haven't spoke to him. I grew up a little bit religious, but lost him along the way. The beautiful thing about Jesus is he doesn't go anywhere. He's always there. He's just waiting. He's like, I'll be here whenever you want to come back. It's so easy to thank God. You see it on sports. You see it, thank him for this championship. Glory to God, all that stuff. It's so much more difficult to lean in the bad times and to really just give yourself to your faith and understand that there's a plan. I hope that anyone that struggles with this, not only is there resources, if you can't afford therapy, there is the 988 line. Lean into God, find a good church, find a good support system through that, and trust that you'll be able to get through it, because this isn't the answer. It never is. It wouldn't have been the answer if he had just taken his own life, and it's not the answer doing what he did beyond that, which is horrible. It truly is. We're going to take a break with a moment of silence for Amanda and Richard. We'll come back. We'll get into the rest of the show here on Unfiltered, along the Inside Edge Network.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
Hey, Inside Edge Network. It's Omar Clausel here from the morning show. We had a great one. Had Rob Rozicki on. We talked guards. We talked Giannis. Some great stuff, man. Check us out. Also did the Inside Edge World Cup Minute. Got you set ready for today's matches. It's going to be a fun one. Sun is shining. Go enjoy your day. And make sure you tune in. InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Check us out, man. We're rocking with you.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Do not forget, head over to our Facebook page. It is exactly like the show name, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. In that search bar, top of your app, give us a like, a follow. All the stories we talk about usually are going to be talked about here on the show. Anything shared, we got it for you right there. Now, back to the show.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that bray.
For all time's sake. As time goes by.
Welcome back in, folks. Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell here on your Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. So happy you were with us as we factory reset a little bit here on the Inside Edge Network. Appreciate you guys stopping by and taking some time out of your day to check out what we got going on for you in the world of news, talk, and sports. Quick reminder again, do not forget to like, subscribe, punch that notification bell at Inside Edge Net across all the different social media platforms you see at the bottom of your screen. And check out our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. You heard Omar mention it there in the break. Great one-stop shop for everything when it comes to our show schedules, different personality profiles of all the talent on the network, and you can check out our merchandise store and help support local grassroots media just like this. Everything right there at your fingertips, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. And bonus, we got an app. It's pretty cool. Check it out over on Roku, Inside Edge Network. Just search it up on your Roku device. You'll be able to download our app and take you wherever you want to go. Take us wherever you want to go. Inside Edge Network. All right, so the big breaking news in the sports world in the past day. How about that Giannis trade? Mr. Antetokoumpo is now a member of the Miami Heat. This went down in the late hours of the evening yesterday into the early morning hours today. Giannis going to Miami with Bobby Portis, a bunch of players, including Yama Yakas. You had Tyler Hero, a bunch of picks going back up to Milwaukee. Huge deal for Miami, but this is nothing new for the Heat. They've traded for superstars for decades now. Everyone remembers Alonzo Mourning, Shaq. LeBron was technically a sign and trade. There is a lot that went into all of this. Obviously, the Pat Riley connection, Bam Adebayo being his co-star now down there. They still got a pretty decent lineup. Remember, people forget they still have Andrew Wiggins, who's won a championship with Golden State. He's technically still on the team. If they can find a way to bring back Norman Powell, he was an all-star this past year. So he was a 20-plus point per game scorer. So they may actually have a pretty decent Davion Mitchell as their point guard as it stands right now. So they've got a decent lineup, got to fill it out a little bit. But Miami should be a team, I'd imagine, that folks will look at in the Eastern Conference and say, hey, why not? They're probably going to be the most physical front court. And Giannis's health is going to be a huge factor in that as far as what goes down. But you look at both of these teams and what they were looking for, what they kind of needed. And you could see why the Jaylen Brown thing was enticing for Milwaukee to get that superstar. But if it was true, the reports are true that they only offered 2 first-round picks unprotected and Jaylen Brown. If Giannis goes to Boston, they're going to be winning a lot. So those first-round picks are probably going to be lower-round picks. You're not too sure. Miami, you would imagine with Giannis being with that group, that they're going to find a way to be successful and win games, but there's no guarantee yet that they're going to all click and mesh and be exactly what they need. Both Giannis and Bam, I think the one thing that maybe they struggle a little bit with is that 3-point shot. I think Bam had a better year this year shooting threes, but still not necessarily known to be a big floor stretcher, that kind of stuff. So that's going to be one of the questions. Are they going to have enough shooting around those two to be able to move in the right direction? And give Milwaukee, I mean, picking up some really good rotational pieces. Tyler Hero is I think a fringe all-star. I think he's that good. He's a damn good starter. He could be a 20-point per game guy for you. I think he could be a really good second or third option on a team. So they're just lacking that number one guy, which we'll see what happens with their draft now. They got to hit on those picks. Maybe they try and trade those two to move up a little bit and make it interesting for one of those teams after the top four. Or they maybe, who knows, maybe they try to find a way to get in to the top four and take a look at one of those big four, that being AJ Dibansa, Darren Peterson, Cameron Boozer, and Caleb Wilson as well out of North Carolina. So we'll see what happens with that. And then we'll have obviously reaction to the draft tomorrow. Will the Cavaliers stay in the first round? There's some reports saying they may try to trade out of it, maybe get out of the draft entirely. That would be obviously to improve their team now, as opposed to taking someone with a project or a little bit more time to work with that. But this all led me to think, okay, so what now? And we'll dive into maybe what the Cavs, what their options are in a second. But I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on who you thought was the biggest threat to the Cavaliers now that this trade is finalized and Giannis is a member of the Miami Heat. Let's throw the poll graphic up so you can see what I decided to design in my free time today. You guys still think it's the Knicks who will be the biggest mountain to climb? This poll, of course, posted on our Facebook page, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. 55% of you saying the Knicks are still the team to beat. Cavaliers have to look out for. Only 11% for the Heat. Now, again, that full roster isn't fully built out. Same thing with the Celtics. Only 11%. Again, it kind of feels like Jaylen Brown may be on the outs no matter what, unless they can find a way to repair the relationship. That may require Boston to sign him to that 2-year extension that he's eligible for in July. That's like, I think it's like another 2 years and like 120 million or 130 or whatever it is, some crazy number, maybe even 140. He's already got 3 years left on his deal. But the interesting thing in all this is that 22% of you said someone else. And notice the teams I put on there. We got Paolo Banchero, who's been voted as a possible Jaylen Brown trade partner with Orlando. You got Cade Cunningham over in Detroit. Got Trae Young in the Wizards. And I'm telling you guys right now, the Wizards, if they stay healthy next year, they're going to be a really good team. And interestingly enough, why is there a picture of Donovan Mitchell on that? Well, we had someone actually comment on this and say the biggest challenge for the Cavs is the Cavs. It's an interesting take as far as who is going to be the biggest concern for them and getting in their own way. And you know what? It's not a bad take, honestly, because now you look at the landscape of the NBA and you kind of wonder. Now, the other thing that's been floating out there is possibly because of what the Minnesota Timberwolves did in trading Julius Randle to Brooklyn, essentially as a salary dump, then signing one of their current players to a 5-year, $112 million extension, a guy that kind of just felt like maybe he was going to be a role player, maybe a fringe starter, something like that. Had a good postseason, but again, a postseason, a round and a half of play, that's worth, sure. Anthony Edwards is now the name that's being thrown around a lot. As far as maybe Minnesota's thinking about fully mortgaging and kind of rebuilding and starting fresh and moving in a different direction. That's where the Jaylen Brown for Anthony Edwards thing could possibly come up. We'll see what happens. I think if that trade happens, Boston is very scary. Minnesota gets to kind of, rebrand. Boston gets to punish Jaylen Brown and send him to Minnesota where that could be his team. That's what he wants. He wants his own team. But as far as the Cavs are concerned, now, in this current situation, their only bet, their only hope is that they convince LeBron to come to Cleveland. You would do that via a sign and trade, like I said before, earlier in the offseason. Jared Allen, you sign Dean Wade, you trade Dean Wade, Jared Allen to the Lakers for LeBron, who signs probably like a $30 to $40 million deal in LA, and then sign and trade. That's how that works. That's like the only way the Cavaliers have a stake in for LeBron. And then your lineup for the season is Harden at the 1, Mitchell at the 2, LeBron probably at the 3. You find someone to throw. Maybe you put LeBron at the 4. You put Jalen Tyson in at the 3 because they're big on Jalen Tyson. And then Evan Mobley plays the 5. He finally gets just to be the center, and it's his show. You break up the front court duo of Allen and Mobley, and you roll that way. Maybe you end up drafting someone at 29 tonight that could be there. If they decide to stay in the draft, that could be a forward, someone like that who could do that. There's not much else they can do. There really isn't. I just don't know what to tell you guys. Would Boston do a Donovan Mitchell for Jaylen Brown? The thing about Boston now in their situation is they have to understand it's pretty much well known they want to move on from Jaylen Brown now. So they're only going to get 60 cents on the dollar for any of these trades, for any of these possibilities. So it could just be a straight up deal. Jaylen Brown for Donovan Mitchell. Would the Cavs really do that to Donovan Mitchell? I don't think they would. I think they're dug in hard on him being the guy or being a focal point, if not the one of the focal points to winning a championship here in Cleveland. Is that a good idea? I don't know. But I will tell you this, Jaylen Brown led a Boston team that had no business being good to the second best record in the entire Eastern Conference. They won 56 games because he was leading them. He had an MVP type season. He's won a finals MVP and a championship. He's got the DNA to get there. He wants to have his own team and to be the guy. And he wants the hunger, and he has the hunger, not only to play defense, to play offense, but to prove people wrong. Donovan Mitchell doesn't care about proving people wrong. He just wants to show up and have fun and play. And he's got a competitive spirit, but at the end of the day, he's made it. He's good. Jaylen Brown's not satisfied yet. That's the main reason why I'd be considering this if I'm Cleveland. Because the Giannis chip is off the table. The LeBron chip kind of feels like it's getting less and less likely by the day, by the hour, by the minute. Feels more and more likely like he's staying on the West Coast, whether it be LA, whether it be Golden State, one of those teams out there. So you're kind of in a situation where if you really want to improve your team, and for some reason you're not willing to get rid of a guy that can't even put his gun in his holster in Texas, I'm talking about you, James Harden, then you kind of have to lean into a little bit the possibility of maybe we shift. We go for someone like Jaylen Brown who plays defense and offense, could be an MVP candidate for us, can be a guy that's been there, done that, can help teach someone like Evan Mobley how to actually be aggressive and be that guy too, while it being Jaylen Brown's team. There's not much else out there. You're not doing Anthony Edwards for Donovan Mitchell if you're Minnesota. That's not an equal trade to them. They're going to want someone who's a wing player. They're going to want somebody who they think they can build around immediately and for the next, 5+ years. And that someone is proven, and that's Jaylen Brown. There's not many candidates out there that would make sense for someone like that. Other than that, for the Cavs, there's not much out there. And that kind of means that Chad Bryan might be right. We might be running it back in Cleveland, folks. Ooh. You really want to see that team checked out again? They may be good in the regular season. They may win 50 games. If everyone's healthy, they may do their thing with that. But I don't know, man. And how long does it get before James Harden gets restless again and wants out? Because maybe he's not shooting as well as he wants, or he's not getting the amount of touches that he wants, or, Donovan's taking too many shots. They're trying to get the ball to Evan Mobley more and not to, how long before he gets uncomfortable and wants to leave? I don't know. There's just not a lot there. Not anymore. It kind of felt like Giannis was that piece. And the Cavs didn't even make the final 3 of teams that were interested. The fact that they turned down a trade for Giannis with Evan Mobley and 2 1s potentially in the middle of the season, if that's true, is just Laughable. And I'm sure Cavs fans would have sacrificed if Giannis couldn't play the rest of this year, or for whatever reason, whatever it was, his calf, if he just wasn't healthy, they would have sacrificed this year knowing, hey, next season, we've got Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen's still in the middle, so Giannis can play the four. Like, we can do that. Like, you feel confident. There's enough shooting on the team. You kind of put up with James Harden at that point, but whatever. This is the hole they dug themselves in now. They weren't in on it. They weren't serious enough about it. It's easy to get bogged down and think you want to do it your way instead of trying to make the most possible rational move to get someone in that has the mindset that a lot of those Knicks players do. Is Josh Hart the most talented player in the world? No. But the dude wants it. He's got heart, no pun intended. And there's a reason why he's a 2-guard, 6'4" 2-guard, and he's pulling down 9 to 10 rebounds a game. He just wants it more. Jalen Brunson doubted his entire life at almost every level to be successful, to be this level of successful. He just wants it more. You have to find those guys that just want it more. I think Max Strus is one of those guys. He's a role player. He's a fringe starter, a guy that can score here and there. And when he gets hot, watch out. He is one of those guys. Is Donovan Mitchell one of those guys who just wants it more? He may want it, but does he want it more? Is Evan Mobley one of those guys? Is Jared Allen one of those guys? We know James Harden isn't one of those guys. Something's got to change, because if they run this back, nightmare. Quick break on Unfiltered. When we come back, we got to get into this whole Brendan Sorsby thing. There's been some more developments on the island because, Love Island, Brendan Sorsby, which one's the most popular reality show this summer? I'll tell you in a minute. And then we'll get into news and notes. A big breakthrough on the Mackenzie Shirilla appeal. We'll talk about that and a bunch of different things, everything from your electric bills possibly going up to an interesting assault involving a type of weapon you probably don't think you hear about too much in general in 2026. All that and more coming up here on Unfiltered, all along the Inside Edge Network. Back after this. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife, Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at monstermomentsphotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. monstermomentsphotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Eli,
What's
anything
up?
happened last night?
I mean, yeah, some stuff. I think some stuff did happen. A few things. Love Island.
Yeah. We got new couples,
Yeah.
new men, new women involved on the show. That happened. Anything else?
Let me see. We talked about Brendan Sorsby, that he may be quarterback 2, potentially quarterback 1 in Cleveland. Is that what we're gonna do?
We did talk about that, but something happened to Miami.
Okay, Miami.
Some big dude.
I got it. Bam Adebayo has a new front court mate, Giannis Antetokoumpo. He is now a Miami Heat member, and yeah, we missed out, Cavs fans. That's part 1 of the disappointment offseason.
Part 2 comes your way tonight, because where does Jaylen Brown land? We'll talk about that coming up tonight. Inside Edge Prime Time, the Daily Spiral Midnight Run. 3 shows, 1 stream tonight, starting at 10, right here on the Inside Edge Network.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Unfiltered here with Kyle Cornell. Before we get back to the show, really quick, do not forget, head over to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Got plenty to look at, from personality profiles. You can check out the full schedule of shows, 13 and counting. It's awesome. And you can head over to the merch shop. Shirts, polos, windbreakers, coffee cups, mugs, the whole 9 yards. It's all there right for you. Head over InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Now, back to Unfiltered.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jack bray.
For all time's sake. As time goes by.
Welcome back, everybody. Unfiltered here on your Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. So happy you are with us here on the program. As you guys just heard, a quick reminder, do not forget, like, subscribe, punch that notification bell at Inside Edge Net across all the different socials. And do not forget to InsideEdgeNetwork.com, your one-stop shop for everything Inside Edge Network, right there at your fingertips. Download our app on Roku. That's right, we have an app. It's kind of official, not going to lie. Check it out. Roku app, just search Inside Edge Network. Take us wherever you go, right there on the Roku app. So you heard it there, and Double A mentioned in that ugly-ass shirt that he was wearing. That's the Brendan Sorsby phenomena that has been happening. It's not a segment I planned on, but of course, right before we went on the air, the news came down that the NFL has decided that they are not going to have a supplemental draft this season, and that Brendan Sorsby will have to sit out the 26-27 season and enter the draft next year if he wishes to go into the NFL. Now, of course, Sorsby's attorney has come out and said that this is a violation of the CBA and a violation of law, and said that they will be going to the NFLPA as soon as today to try to get this reversed, to figure things out. This is pretty dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you just can't do for as much as people spend and the odds and the different, betting apps and all that stuff on pro sports, the NFL, whatever it is. And again, I understand it's frowned upon, but the guy went to rehab. He's done that work, to not even have the supplemental draft and give him a chance. Listen, you could have the draft and nobody could take him. He could become a free agent to sign with any team, and nobody could sign him if it's that big a deal. Or it could humble him a little bit. Someone takes him in the 5th, 6th round of the supplemental draft. He would have been probably a 1st or 2nd round pick this past year. Maybe next year he's a fringe 1st, 2nd round pick, whatever. Maybe that humbles him a little bit. It's like, okay, 5th round pick. That's what I'm worth. All right. I know what I got to do. They're missing an opportunity to actually fix a problem instead of just saying, oh, we're against this. Like, because that's what it is. Taking a stance against betting. Someone who's got a lot of talent that probably should be a 1st, 2nd round pick, but instead, because of the perception of what he's done, has been shot down from an opportunity to even get drafted. Hey, kind of sound familiar? Maybe like last year's draft when a certain quarterback who ended up being a Browns pick in the 5th round, when everyone thought he was going to be a 1st or 2nd round draft pick, slipped because of how he was perceived. Just saying. If the shoe fits, put it on, walk around. I tell you what, they're fitting nice and snug right now. Stupid. It's a bad idea. It's a bad decision. Nobody in this upcoming supplemental draft was taking Brendan Sorsby with a 1st or 2nd round pick. I feel pretty confident in saying that. 3rd is where it gets interesting. 4th, definitely, because a team like the Browns, like I mentioned before, has 3 4th round picks next year. They can get rid of one. And again, if you're not familiar with how the NFL supplemental draft works, if a player is eligible for it and goes into it, there's one held, you submit bids. If he was taking in the 4th round, that means the Browns would forfeit one of their 4th round picks in next year's draft to take Sorsby now in the supplemental draft, or any team. Arizona takes him with a 3rd round supplemental pick. That means they forfeit their 3rd round pick in 2027. That's how that goes, essentially. Don't make any sense to me. Kid's been through enough. He couldn't go back to college. He wanted to have a real chance to play for a contender in Texas Tech, and he suffered from that because of his decisions that he made. He sports bet when he was at Indiana, when he was a bench player, sure. So this is what it is. That was okay. I am no longer allowed to play collegiate sports. Isn't that not a penalty enough? Because if he goes to Texas Tech and has another season, I'll tell you what, if he throws for almost 4,000 yards and only 5 interceptions at Texas Tech, kid's going to be a top 10 pick. Screw maybe 1st round, maybe 2nd round. He'll go in the top 10 next year. There'll be enough teams that need a quarterback. It'll be a 3-way tussle between him, Arch Manning, and Dante Moore. And then who else knows who's going to step up or not next year. But still. It's what else is this kid supposed to do? Why is he still being punished? It's punishment enough that he can't go to Texas Tech. He could have. But the Big 12 and all those commissioners weren't going to allow that. And that's fine. He made the decision. Okay, I don't want to ruffle any feathers here. I want to still, play football, but I understand why they feel the way they do. I just need to go into the NFL. And however I get there, so however I get there. He just wants a chance to get in because the kid's talented enough. But what are we doing? You can't not have the supplemental draft. Why? Because we haven't had it and because of the circumstances. Okay. Someone threw out the example. Deshaun Watson can be suspended for 11 games because of civil suits and all this stuff or whatever it is that were never officially proven he settled, but then now Brendan Sorsby gets suspended for a year because he's sports betting college. I don't feel like the weight of those penalties maybe should be flipped or even different, more different. It's like, come on, man. The way the NFL punishes people is just so weird. For all the great things about football, for all the things we love about it, there's just some things where it's like, what the fuck were they thinking? And this is one of those things. Let the kid get taken in the 4th or 5th round of the supplemental draft. That's humbling because that's a 4th or 5th round pick in 27. For a guy that had a 1st round grade from Mel Kiper, from all these guys, who some say he would have been the 2nd quarterback taken in this year's draft ahead of Ty Simpson. So that means he's going 13 or he's going earlier. Maybe the Jets take him at 2 or whatever it is. because of the size, the arm talent, the ability. Completion percentage was a little bit low, but he didn't throw interceptions. He didn't make mistakes. And he still threw for touchdowns and still managed to get yardage. They're going to regret it. This story will continue to develop, but I know our evening shows tonight are going to have more on it. Maybe more comes out by then. If not, in the coming days, there will be more. And the NFLPA will take up for Sorsby on this, I feel, because, yeah, this isn't a thing. Hey, last quick break. We're going to take a quick one. When we come back, we'll do news and notes. We got some stories to run through for you guys happening not only here in Northeast Ohio, but around the state. A lot of cool things. And then we'll wrap it up and send you on your way here on your Tuesday. Back on Unfiltered right after this. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Hey, look at you guys. You made it to the last segment of the show. How awesome is that? Thank you so much for watching Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Do not forget, give us a like, follow us over on our Facebook page. It is exactly like the show title, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. In that search bar, see us, follow us, like, get involved with the polls I post almost daily on our Facebook page. Again, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Now, over to me, final segment of the show.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that bray.
For all time's sake. As time goes by.
Welcome back, Unfiltered, here on your Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026, here on the Inside Edge Network. So happy you guys with us spending your beautiful Tuesday, late afternoon into your early evening here on Unfiltered. A reminder again, do not forget, like, subscribe, punch that notification bell at Inside Edge Net across all the different social media platforms you see right there at the bottom of your screen. Also, check out our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Full rundown of everything you could ever want or need to know about us. And a merchandise store, too, so you can support local grassroots media just like us here at the Inside Edge Network. And download our app on Roku, Inside Edge Network. Just give it a search. Give us a follow. Download us. Take us wherever you need to go. Inside Edge Network app on Roku. All right, some news and notes as we work through today here in the news. And it's access denied for Mackenzie Shirilla's case. The Ohio Supreme Court earlier this afternoon, declining Shirilla's appeal for a new trial in that Strongsville murder case. Now, it's once again declined to hear the appeal of Mackenzie Shirilla, who was requesting a new trial after being convicted of the murder of Davion Flanagan and Dominic Russo back in 2022. In the filing today, signed by Chief Justice Sharon Kennedy, the Ohio Supreme Court stated that, quote, upon consideration of the jurisdictional memoranda filed in this case, the court declines to accept jurisdiction of the appeal pursuant to Rule 7.08-B-4. So there you go. It went to the Supreme Court after the 8th District Court of Appeals in March upheld a previous ruling that denied the request for a new trial, affirming that Shirilla's legal team waited too long to file with supplemental post-conviction relief petition last May. A Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court Judge Nancy Margaret Russo, the same judge who found Shirilla guilty back in 23 of the bench trial, killing Dominic Russo rather, and their friend Davion Flanagan. Sided with, of course, she was the one that said no thanks. Shirilla's lawyers made the PCR request back in October of 2024, just one day after the deadline that was mandated by Ohio's law. Remember, they used the leap year argument to make a case. So the Supreme Court says no dice here in Ohio, and that means Mackenzie Shirilla is going to stay in prison, and she will not have an appeal heard for the foreseeable future. There's been some talk about the next push by the Shirilla family could possibly be trying to get the Supreme Court's attention in the country. Good luck. We'll see what happens with that. But no dice for Mackenzie. And rightfully so. Okay. Hey, is your electric bill going to be going up? It might. First Energy is asking the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio for a 3-year rate hike to improve its transmission capabilities beginning next year. Now, quote, this is not about charging more for the electricity it produces. It's an increase to pay for transmitting power through the utility poles, wires, and to pay for maintenance on First Energy's system. And so while many may be buying their electricity from another provider, this would be an increase to all who get power delivered by one of First Energy's 3 electric companies, the Illuminating Company, Ohio Edison, and Toledo Edison. So for Ohio Edison customers, the average annual increase of 2.2% or a monthly bill increase of $4.26 each year of the 3-year period. For the Illuminating Company members, average annual increase of 2.6%. That's a monthly bill increase to $5.15 each year of the 3-year period. And Toledo Edison, average annual increase of 2.8% or a monthly bill increase of $5.30 each year of the next 3-year period. Those increases are every month and then again every year. For example, the Illuminating customer would pay an extra $5.15 a month for the first year, and then it would keep increasing. They would add another $5.15 a month, and then an extra $10.30 at the end of that for the 3 years. So it's a lot. A lot to think about here too when it comes to the electric bills you pay. I know right now, man, living on the 3rd floor in an apartment with central air just kind of sucks because it gets hot. It gets real hot. But still, be ready. There's a strong possibility your electric bill is going to be going up. Kudos to Governor Mike DeWine. He has signed a bill that would create an alert system for missing children with autism. House Bill 359 was sponsored by Representative Cecil Thomas of Cincinnati and Representative Jennifer Gross of Westchester. The bill creates the Joshua Alert for cases of missing children who have autism or other developmental disabilities. The alert is named after Joshua Al-Latif, a 6-year-old boy with autism who went missing in 2024 in Westchester, which is a suburb of Cincinnati. When his mother, Janisa Cook, called 911, she was told there was no immediate alert that could be sent out to the community. Hours later, unfortunately, Joshua was found dead in a nearby pond. But if there was an alert that could have went out sooner, who knows what could have happened. So kudos to Governor DeWine for signing this, and this is really important. And Joshua Alert is going to be official now in the state of Ohio. Love to see that. In other news, Cleveland Clinic getting named in another huge response. South Pointe is the most socially responsible hospital in Ohio, according to the 2026 Lone Institute Hospital's Honor Roll Index for Social Responsibility. It was released today. Lone, a nonpartisan healthcare think tank, annually evaluates more than 2,700 acute care hospitals nationwide on more than 50 metrics related to equity, value, and health outcomes, with 123 hospitals earning spots on its latest honor roll. Only 3 Ohio hospitals earned spots on the list. Cleveland Clinic South Pointe and Warrensville Heights ranked 48th, followed by Akron's Summa Health at 107 and East Liverpool Hospital in Columbiana County at 108. So congrats to South Pointe for that. And this story came across the wire, and I had to say something about it. A man and woman shot with a blow dart gun on the city's west side Monday afternoon here in Cleveland. We say one attack happened around 4 p.m. in the 2700 block of Clark Avenue. When officers arrived on the scene, they found the first victim, a 56-year-old woman, struck by several long needle darts. The woman told officers a known man had hit her in the face with his hands at a location nearby, then shot her with the darts before fleeing. The woman transported to an area hospital. Her name condition not yet released to the public. In the meantime, officers also said they learned of a second victim, a 40-year-old man who was being treated at the hospital after being struck by a blow dart. He told officers he was attacked in the area of West 25th Street by a man he did not know. after being struck. The victim ran away and called 911. If you know anything about this, please contact the authorities. West side of Cleveland, anyone. So far, no reported arrests. But again, something you just don't see every day. Someone getting shot with a blow dart gun. Okay. I'm like, yeah. Crazy enough to talk about it. And make sure, again, if you guys know anything, contact Cleveland Police. The number, just Google it. You'll be able to find it nice and easy. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Unfiltered, guys. Thank you again so much for stopping by, tuning in here on the program. Hey, before you go, just know that you always belong. You matter. You're worth it. You're doing great. You're loved. You can do anything. You have a voice, and I believe in you. I also believe I'll see you tomorrow right here, 5 o'clock, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell, all along the Inside Edge Network. Have a great rest of your sunny Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.